G'day traders, my name is Sam from Trade to Prosper, an online training program platform. Um, Today is Sunday, the 7th of May, 2:30. I'm going to sleep after this. What I want to talk about is this particular scenario here where last time we had this swing failure pattern, macro swing failure pattern, and this is a 3-day chart. So you can see the pattern. What we have is there's a very particular pattern that swing failure pattern does. So if you don't know what, I think it was like this. There's a few of them, and that's our what is it? That is our A, B, C, D, and down. So that's one structure, and what we have is also it can also be a rising wedge of some sort. So I am concerned about this level here. This red level needs a hold. Now what we have here is a trend line here, and when we break that trend line, you can see the RSI. It had a neckline support, and see this moving average on the RSI. When it broke, we went down a lot. So what we have here is the same. We have a structure. We broke that neckline. We've come down, and we're looking. If it closes bearish, this is likely to continue going down, and therefore come down to this level. Now, I do believe this trend line is significant. This top one here is a significant, and you can see that even those wicks touch that line. So if we go in close, let's do that. Let's go in close. You can see my trend line of some sort. It's touching it a few times. So that trend line is significant. And however, if it's the case, it's great because the next time we break it, it is a inverted bar trade. So it's set up the structure, and what possibly can happen here, guys. I do believe we're going to get a rejection. I do feel like we're going to get a rejection, and we're going to come down to this moving average, which also equates to this area. This moving average, I can't recall if it's the 21 or not. Let's have a look. What's this one here? 21 weekly. So I do feel like that will be a good support, and what it does is it gives another attempt. And if we don't break it, and the problem is this could be resistance, we can come down a fair bit and then look for another opportunity. But at least we have a clear trend line that could play its role. So it still does fit into long-term accumulation, which is there. That is our structure. And you know what? That wouldn't surprise me. That is a bullish structure of some sort, or you can do that. But I think it will be more so like that. But anyway, that's another discussion altogether. But there is a swing failure pattern in the making, and then on smaller time frame, you can even argue it's a rising wedge and the breakout trade. So if this comes down there, that will be a breakout wedge, and then further down. The 25k is a key level of significance. If we lose that, you know we're going to come down more, and we can still do that, or come down more. And this is my issue here. Where is it? Where is it? Let me see this pattern. If this is our wave 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this could be a corrective wave. Where is it? Here we go. Come on, there we go. It's a B, C, and then back, and then potentially another 5 wave count to the downside. So it is going to be very difficult to know, but I do feel like this is going to come down. For what reason? Let's look at a small time frame. But the RSI at this moment does support the theory that we are breaking down, and it's a resistance. And you can see, just do a comparison, bearish divergence taking place. But there was a bearish divergence, and that was a strong drop with the RSI. And you can see this one went below a certain point. This one is also, if we use that as a reference point, you can see it's almost. So we need to see a balance support there. Now let's go to the daily, and you will see something different, or more so. You can see how that rejection trend line is. Whoops, let's do that there again. Get rid of that. So that trend line is significant all the way through. And I had this before, something like that, but we can use that little point there. That probably makes more sense. It is a rising wedge. So what it does is we have our first cycle. That is our second cycle potentially. Ideally, we want to see this. This is going to be a strong resistance, guys. It's a 0.5 fib, 0.68, and these moving averages are going to be strong and still fits into the previous levels of resist support. So this level is always going to be strong resistance. But I think it's not going to do that. I do feel like just looking at this pattern, getting rejection. But what we want to see, if this is to continue on, if we're going to be bullish, at the moment, not so. If we're going to be bullish on the daily, you can see this level here, it needs a bounce. And historically, if we look at anything similar, let's look at it here. Look at the RSIs, look at the patterns here. If I see something like this taking place, where it just goes sideways and just doesn't drop, and it's just holds this level like that, then I'll be bullish. Then we can say, okay, it's refusing to go down. So this is a good scenario where it could be accumulation, not refusing to go down, and you can see the 21 weekly moving average playing its role. So this is our 21 weekly moving average. If this goes sideways, if this could use a 21 moving average to push it up, just like here, or here more so. That was a head and shoulders there. See how it drops. The 21 weekly moving average was strong. When we look at this chart, when all the moving averages on the bottom, it's bullish. However, in this scenario, see this one here, this was also a support. We still have yet to break that level. So those moving averages, I think they're, I'm not sure what they are. Let's have a quick look for your reference. These ones here, damn it. The 100 weekly SMA, okay. That's the 100, and this one I think is the monthly 21. Yep, that's the main one. So the monthly 21 moving average, which one's here, is always been on the bottom. So we have the key macro moving averages, and you can see once we broke that, right here, the 21 monthly, once we broke that, we found support on it. Once we broke it, you see how it just keeps coming down. We haven't passed it. This is what I'm going to be bullish. And when you look at it, it's right at that level of importance. So that's a 0.68 in that case. But if we were to move this up, all the way up, you can see that it's actually the 0.68. Yep. Where is it again? No, the 0.5. Okay. So the 0.5 is going to be the most important Fibonacci level. So if this breaks up, the 0.5 is going to be a strong resistance. But the good thing is, because this acts as resistance, so when we go, if it does this, this is going to be a strong support level and then continue on. And then we could say definitely we'll hit our long-term target, 0.618. And then we could say the bull market is definitely on. We find the correction and then more up. So this will be confirmation that we're in the bull market. Once we break this, then I'll be comfortable saying we're in the bull market. At the moment, we still could be in that accumulation range and come back down, whatever the case may be. Until we break that, this is the 21 monthly. That is confirmation that the bull market started. But this trend line, I do believe, is significant because the way it's been responding for this neckline, that this is an important level and it will take some effort to break it. And if we do that, then the market is bullish. What will make it bullish? What's the catalyst? Don't know. It could be many things. But at the moment, we are looking at this in a bearish light and we might come down more, hit that level, another attempt. So we could be in a macro accumulation structure of some sort before we break up. So we're still here for a while, guys. If this drops hard, then we know we're not. We're gonna, if it drops hard, if it drops slowly and just reaccumulates, then the market's still bullish, and we can be hesitant to be bullish or bearish. At the moment, I'm neither. I just see this as a strong resistance. Here is my key levels on this chart. If we were to lose, these are daily charts or daily lines. If we lose that, we are going to test that. If we lose that, we're going to test that. Now, I've spoken about liquidity. So liquidity is important. I do feel like we should have gone up higher. At least that would have been a good entry for shorting, but it's not the case. Because basically that's a daily level that's important. We've seen how many wicks. Still, and on the short term, this was a rising wedge, by the way. So we have, where is it? Somewhere. That one there. That was a rising wedge. The way this behaved was bearish, guys. That was a grind. You can see how price is just grinding up. No conviction, no bullish movement. But this also could be a reversal structure of some sort. So if we break this, just bring it up a bit, we have a chance. But see, that is nasty. We are on that line. And so we just got to see how this plays out. But at the moment, I'm neutral. I want to see how this drops. If this starts dropping hard, then this rising wedge is taking place, and then we need to get out. Here we go. This was my, okay, so we're getting a bounce. Could be a good entry, by the way, swing trade. If it goes above that, then I'll look for another move. So guys, looking at this, I think it will get resistance, retest, and then if we break that level, this moving average, then go long. And we'll probably another attempt. You can see how that rising wedge took place. And if we were to look on that, these are my levels on a smaller pie, more granular. So let's have a look at that. What are these? Damn it. Where are my levels? Okay, so we can hide those. We don't need them. You can see my levels of interest, POC, dailies, all the case. And so what we're looking for now is a clear, let's see how we go. Let's go to the 4 hour. Let's just do that. That's what we had, a 618. Now, it still could play a good role. See how we got that? We could still be bullish. So if this holds, whatever the case may be, if that holds, we've got the moving, okay, that moving average, the 50 moving average. So it's likely, is it likely to come down more? As long as we go higher lows, we are in the squeeze still to make a decision. We're still not bearish yet. This is the red line that I've been looking at. So that is a key level for the small times. If we break that, so we are still relatively good when we look from that perspective. Area of value, point of control, you need to use some methodology that the guys on CC or Chart Champions do. They are very good at this. I'm still learning it, but they are opportunities to trade. So didn't quite do that. We were looking for a swing high above that, too short. That this to this POC level, it didn't happen. So this structure is taking place. I can't say which way it's going to go, but it is a squeeze taking place. And if it breaks to the upside, we might get it. And if we see the response, If it comes back down, swing failure pattern, then we'll come down, and then we still continue on. However, if it continues on and there's no response and just continues, then we are going to look for these levels here. Yep. But that will look very bullish. And the target for that is pretty much the height there. And that's where we got to be careful. 32K is where I'm looking for the main liquidity based on price here. So shorts came in here, shorts, and therefore there's liquidity there. And I think that will be the case where we come back down. But not much, and then continue on. That will be a very bullish sign that we break that. So you understand where I'm coming from. There's nothing confident to do this. The bearish market scenario is there that we break down, and that is we break that neckline, then we have a swing failure pattern, not the clearest at this point. When you look at it, it's not the clearest. It doesn't quite do the job, doesn't quite fall, but on the daily it does. So what else we got? Here's the last part, guys. Here's another. Oh, I didn't want that. What happened there? Let's go back one. I accidentally clicked. Let's just go back to Bitcoin. So what we have here is also relevance. So Fibonacci channel, you can see here, this line here, we had support. Hold on, let's do that. We had support, resistance, 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 and you can see. Now this line also, this white line, 127 moving average, you can see it also acted as support and a point of resistance and support here. So it's acting as a resistance as well. So that might be the case, but I do like the fact that this channel is acting as a resistance. We are looking for an inverted pattern. This is the structure, head and shoulders. We are expecting it to go up to that point here, 38 to 40K. That is the next level of resistance if we break that scenario that I spoke about. Yep, all that. So bit by bit, if we break one level, then we'll look for the next macro level, and that's how I'm going to look at it. And we did say yesterday that we had a bit of a bullish move, and today will be likely bearish, and sure enough, profit taking has taken place. So you keep that in mind, that if you have a few days of good moves and at resistance, you should take profit. So the alts are getting a bit smashed as well. So I've raised my stop losses, and I'm probably out of a few. Now, there are other aspects. I just posted Pepe. When we look at the SP 500, this is a hard one. This could be correlation to Bitcoin, but at the moment, I do feel like this might pull back a bit because we had a good strong move, so I'd probably come back down a bit. Main resistance level, there's the other one there. That's another resistance level. So if we pass that, if we go beyond that, then we are likely to go to this level here, and that could be very bullish, right? Where are we? But I think we will come back down, further down, and then down there. So correlation for Bitcoin, don't know. One more chart. Where is it? We'll pick out. Where is it called? Tether is looking bearish. So here we go. So the past 2 days we had Tether going up. We hit our 618 level. So I did expect a bit of a resistance here. Now, if we break that, that is definitely bearish. And if we get a reverse, then we're just still going sideways, but it's still bullish. So Tether is in this range. You can see my Fibonacci fan. So if we break above this, then we are likely to go to these levels. First level of resistance will be this here, but that will be bearish for Bitcoin as well, because that will give the momentum for the upside. Yep. But if we get a rejection here,